Good morning. You're Deanna Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Paul, this is your initial appearance in cause number 25, DCCR 1792. You're charged with a third-degree felony offense of stalking, and that's from October 3rd of 2020. Stand up. What's the matter?
Nothing. My allergies.
All right, let's pause for a second. Third-degree felony stalking is no small charge. This isn't some minor misunderstanding. In Texas, a conviction like that can mean anywhere from 2 to 10 years behind bars. And remember, this is only the initial appearance. That's where the judge starts setting the tone for the entire case. Notice how composed the judge sounds. That calm, controlled voice carries authority. Meanwhile, Diana already looks uncomfortable. You can sense the tension building, and honestly, it feels like things could escalate very quickly from here.
Okay. I test you this morning. You gonna have anything in your system?
No, ma'am, but I just sneezed back there.
Okay, let's double check it. Have a seat in the jury box, please. So, Ms. Paul, I received a note that you refused to take a drug test.
Yes, ma'am, because I leaned against the thing. I just finished sneezing back there, and I felt like I was being singled out. I know I have alcohol in my system.
So
the night before.
So let me explain. If you don't test and let me see what is or is not in your system, then I'm going to assume that you're positive, and I will raise your bond for sure, and you'll go to jail.
Okay.
So do you want to take the test and let me see what's in your system?
I don't have anything in my system besides alcohol.
Then go take the test.
I can't pee.
We're going to give you some.
This moment right here is critical. When a judge says, "If you refuse, I'll raise your bond," that's not a casual warning. That's pressure. In the world of bond conditions, cooperation is everything. Refusing a drug test usually sends a signal to the court that something might be hidden. And now Diana is basically in a legal chess match with the judge. The difference is, the judge controls every move on the board. The real question is whether she understands that yet.
Water.
I just had water.
Then you want me to go ahead and send you to jail?
I don't know. You haven't even finished running down my charges to me.
What?
Running down my charges to me.
What do you mean?
What I was here for, or if I'm going to get a lawyer, and all that.
First things first is I'm ordering you to take a drug test. If you refuse the drug test, then you're refusing a court order, and I'll raise your bond and you'll go to jail. Then you'll have an attorney come visit you in jail, and they'll go over all of the charges. If you want to take your time.
I can bond out?
Yeah, your bond's going to be raised, though.
But could I bond out today? That's what I'm asking.
You don't know what I'm going to set your bond at
yet. I'm trying to go to work.
Well, then you should probably take the drug test.
Let's try.
Because the more you refuse to do it, the more concern I have, and probably the higher your bond's going to be.
I'm just worried about getting back to my kids and going back to work because
Then take the drug test. So either there's something in your system other than alcohol.
Something in my system.
Right.
I said that.
You said you have alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not worried about that right now.
Maybe some weed.
Take the test. Let me see what's in your system.
Just weed.
Okay. I want to see what's in it. Take the test. And then we'll decide. Just because you test positive does not necessarily mean that I'm going to raise your bond, but we're going to have some discussions depending on what's in your system. So if you want any opportunity today to walk out that door instead of that door, go take the test. Otherwise, I'm raising your bond right now.
I can sit and see if I can pee.
Go try. Justin Wallace with Mr. Lewis. Okay, so you've refused again.
I didn't refuse. I told him that I couldn't go. I didn't refuse for the sake.
There's no way that after a couple hours you can't go a little bit. So I'm going to find Ms. Paul based on your, number one, that you
rewritten. And there it is. She openly admitted to using marijuana every day. From a legal standpoint, that's a big deal. Even though marijuana laws are changing in some places, if it's still illegal in that jurisdiction, using it while on bond is a direct violation. Judges take those violations seriously because bond is built on trust. The court gave her temporary freedom, and now that trust is already being questioned. Let's see how the judge responds next.
You told me that you smoke marijuana. You told the man in the back, the drug tester, that you smoke daily, and that you used alcohol also yesterday, which alcohol's I'm not so worried about unless you're driving. But obviously using marijuana is a violation of the law, which means it's a violation of your bond conditions.
Okay.
And so let me see something real quick. Your current bond that you I need to take a look at probable cause affidavit. Give me just a minute to get you more information about you and your case, and then I'll decide what to set your new bond at.
Miss West, can I say, I know that I'm going to jail today, that's fine, but I feel like I've been the victim in this and I have the proof. I'm just overwhelmed at this point with the whole situation. Well, because the girl is still harassing me.
Have you called the cops?
No, but I have the proof of her going to my job recently. Letters from my job and her job.
All right, just hold on. You're going to need to tell all that to a lawyer. That's You still have that assault down the hall pending?
I have to go to that courtroom for the same person.
All right. So based on the limited information that I have,
Jeez.
I'm going to again find that you violated the conditions of your bond, and in cause number 25 DCCR 1752 raised that bond to $35,000. A condition of that bond, if you make it, is that you have to have a drug patch put on within 24 hours of your release from custody.
And just like that, bond jumps to $35,000. That's a major increase. Then comes the drug patch requirement, which is a very calculated move. Unlike a simple test, a drug patch tracks substance levels over time. In other words, the court can monitor whether she continues using. This isn't just about punishment anymore. It's about constant oversight. And if those levels don't start dropping, the bond could climb even higher. The exit she hoped for just became a lot harder to reach.
Okay.
And obviously, if you get out soon, I'm going to assume that that drug patch will initially be positive.
Okay.
But it should be going down. So
Okay.
it doesn't just test whether you're positive or negative. It gives me an amount.
Okay.
And if it's not going down, then that bond's going to go up even higher. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't get the drug patch changed every 2 weeks like you're supposed to, some people say, "Oh, it fell off," and they don't just fall off. Okay, so you need to make sure you have it on at all times. Get it tested when you're supposed to. If you
Okay.
make that bond, go back with the bailiff.
Okay.
Good. You're Robert Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
And come on up, ma'am. Let me get this pulled up here. Good. And let's see, this is 21-38610 and 21-38611. Mr. Felix is on probation in each of those cases, one for manufacturing or delivering a controlled substance and the other for felon in possession of a firearm. I received an administrative hearing from Ms. Shoppa Bradley, and in it, The request was to schedule it for a judicial review. So you were in custody and released December 18th. And the stipulation was that you have a GPS monitoring device with zero tolerance. And it looks like there have been several issues with that monitoring company, that the battery either hasn't been charged properly. It looks like you were out past curfew January 2nd, on January 3rd. Also, claim that you have unstable housing, but you're supposed to be giving the information of which of the addresses you're staying at to your probation officer each day. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on?
I let her know the address I'm staying at. Anytime I was out past curfew was because of work purposes. I was doing that. I gave her the receipts of proof for that. I have a job right now, Sparkling Image, looking on my seated
At where?
Sparkling Image Wash Depot, and I also DoorDash. I've been on this monitor for 5 years, Judge. I paid over $14,000 since 2021. And the monitor wasn't really hindering me doing what I need to do.